Hello students, now I am going to do Department of Education Northern Province Year-End Evaluation 2019 Paper 2. So this is 3 hours paper and you get 2 parts, Part A and Part B. Each part you get 6 questions but you have to answer only 5 questions out of 6. And it's given volume of cylinder of radius r is pi r squared h and the volume of cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. And in part A, 1 and 2 in the first page and the next page you get 3 and 4. Third page you get 5 and 6 and then you get part B. Part B first page 7 and 8 and the next one 9, 10, 11 and the last page you get question number 12. So let's do this paper 2. Question number 1. The person bought a motorbike costing 250,000 by paying 40% of amount at first and remaining amount in equal monthly installment for 2.5 years. 24% annual interest is charged for the loan and at the same time interest is calculated for the decreasing balance of payment. What is the remaining money after paying the initial payment? Find the money to be paid per month on the loan, find the total interest to be paid and find the monthly installment payment. So this is all about percentages. So we'll do separately. There are 4 parts. So we'll do separately. What is the remaining money after paying the initial payment? So what's the initial payment? 40% of 250,000 rupees. So 40% paid. So the remaining means 60% of that value. So straight away you can find out 250,000 rupees into 60%. That's the remaining amount. 1 0 and another 1 0 and 6 times this. So 3 zeros, 6 times 5 30, 3 remaining, 6 times 2 12 plus 3 15. So what's the value? 150,000 rupees. Find the money to be paid per month on the loan. 2.5 years. How many months are there? Each year 12. So 12, 12, half of the year means 6 months. So when you add it, 30 months altogether. So you have to pay this amount, 150,000 rupees for 30 months. So that's the money you need to pay per month. Money per month. 0 get cancelled out. 3 times 5, 15 and 3 zeros. 5,000 rupees. So how many marks for these 2 steps? So let's see. So you get 2 marks for this part and 2 marks for calculating monthly installment. Part 3. Find the total interest to be paid. So what's the monthly installment? 5,000. So we can find out the total interest. Monthly. We'll find monthly first and then find the months units and find out the total interest to be paid. So this is 5,000 monthly without interest, 24% annual interest rate. So you have to divide this by 12 because we are finding monthly interest. 12 times 2, so 100 rupees. Now we need to find out how many months units are there. Months units. This is altogether 30, 29 like that. So 30 into 31 divided by 2, n into n plus 1 divided by 2. So you get 15 times 31, 10 and 5, 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 3, 15. You get 465 months units, each month 100 rupees. So what is the total interest need to pay? Total interest is equal to 100 into 465. That's, I'll write here, 46,500 rupees is the interest. Find the monthly installment payment. So monthly installment, this is for 2.5 years. So what's the monthly installment? You can divide this by 30 to find out monthly interest. So what's the monthly interest? 1, and for 16 that's 5, for 15 that's 5. 1,550, that's monthly installment. This is not installment, monthly interest. Now we need to find out after that you can find out the monthly installment. Monthly interest. So what is the monthly installment? You have to add the interest and the monthly payment, that's 5,000. So altogether 6,550 rupees is the monthly installment. So how many marks for each part? So this is third part. Last part we gave 2 and 2, 4, and this one 3 and 3, 46,500. You can get 3 marks here, and monthly installment is 6,550. That's 3 marks. So without finding interest, you can do this way as well. So 46,500 total. So 150,000, that's the total payment. So add those two and then divide by 30 to find out monthly installment. Let's move to the next question. Question number 2. In the given figure, AOB is a sector with an angle segment 45 degrees. OC is given 4 centimeters and BC is given X. This is X. Area of the shaded portion is 9 and 3/7 square centimeters, and you are asked to find the area of the shaded portion and then construct this equation and solve. So we'll do separately. So in this one, it's given OC is 4 centimeters and CB is X. Area of the shaded portion is 9 and 3/7. Find the area of the shaded in terms of X. So this is angle 45. So 45 out of 360. So how do you find out the area? Area of the big one minus area of the small sector. That's the shaded part. So what is the portion and then pi r squared? Pi 22/7. Now here this is common for both. So you can straight away use that. Then what is the radius for the bigger one? 4 plus x. So 4 plus x squared minus And what is the radius of the smaller one? 4 squared. So I wrote at once. So angle over 360 pi r squared for the bigger one minus again angle over 360 into pi r squared. So that's the area. So we'll simplify this. 45 times 8. 2 times 4. So 11 over 4 times 7, 28 is equal, expand this one, 4 plus x whole thing squared means 4 squared plus x squared. And what's the middle term? Double of these two, 8x minus 4 squared. Can you see 4 squared get cancelled out? Finally, you get 11 over 28 into x squared plus 8x. So that's an expression in terms of x. From the above, prove that x squared plus 8x minus 24. Now we know the shaded area is this much. So you can equate. So what is 9 3 over 7 as an improper fraction? 9 times 7, 63 plus 3, 66. So 66 over 7 is equal to 11 over 28 x squared plus 8x. Now try to simplify. Divide both sides by 11. You get 6 here. Multiply both sides by 7. This is 4 here. Now cross multiply 6 times 4, 24 is equal to x squared plus 8x. Now can you see we are getting the equation. So take all terms to one side. You get x squared plus 8x minus 24 is equal to 0. So we got the equation. So how many marks for these two steps? So you are getting 3 marks for proving that and 2 marks for this part. Let's take the third part. Solve the above equation by the method of completing the square or by any other method and find the value of x to the nearest first decimal. So we'll use completing square method. X squared plus 8x minus 24. So how you find out the square term? So first we'll take minus 24 to the other side. That's plus 24. Take the x term, divide by 2. 8 divided by 2, you get 4. And square it. 4 times 4, 16. So you have to add 16 to get the square term. So do the same thing to the other side. Add 16. So what you get here? 40. What about this one? What's the square term? Square root of this, square root of 16. That's 4. So x plus 4 squared you get. Take square root both sides. X plus 4 becomes square root of 40. Simplify square root of 40 and you have to put plus or minus. When you take a square root, either you can get plus value or negative value. So 40, how can you write? What's a square number? 4 times 10. When you take the square root, you get 2 root 10. Square root of 4 is 2. So we can write 2 root 10 is x plus 4. So what is x? Take 4 to the other side. That's minus 4 plus or minus 2 root 10. It's given root 10 you can take as 3.16. So find the value. So you have to find out to the nearest first decimal. 3.16. 2 times 3.16 is x. So what are the possible values? You get negative answer, negative 4, negative 2 times 6, 12, 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 2 times 3, 6. Or x becomes minus 4 plus 6.32. So you get minus 10.32 or you get 2.32. X is, what is x? According to the diagram, x is a length. Can you get a negative answer for x? You can't get negative answer. So you have to ignore the negative answer. You can't take it. That's about length. Then only x equals 2.32. But to the nearest one decimal place, this becomes 2.3. So this is in centimeters. Centimeters, we have to check it. Is it centimeters? Yes, centimeters. So 2.3 centimeters is the x value. So let's see the marking scheme. So we gave 5 marks already. So you are getting 4 marks for doing all these steps. And then 1 mark for finding both these values and ignoring the negative answer, only writing 2.3, another 1 mark. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here that means here you have to give only 3 marks there. This is 3. You give 3. So 5 already given. So this is 3. 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5, 10 marks. Let's take question number 3. This is about quadratic graphs. So you have to first fill the table and then draw the graph and answer the following questions related to the graph. An incomplete table prepared to draw the graph of function y equals 4 minus x minus 2 whole thing squared is given below. Find the value of y when x equals 4. That's substitution. You substitute x is 4. Substitute x equals 4. 4 minus 2 whole thing squared. So 4 minus 2, 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 4, you get 0. So this value is 0. So that's just 1 mark you are getting. Now we have to draw the graph. Using a scale of 10 small divisions as 1 unit along both the x-axis and y-axis, draw the graph of the above function on the graph paper. So we need to adjust the scale. So starting from minus 1. So we can start here minus 1, 0. So that's the y-axis. So first thing, you can first draw the y-axis. And now label the values. So starting from, what's the maximum y value? 4. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and up to minus 5. That's the y-axis. What's the x-axis? X-axis here. So you can mark it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here only minus 1. So that's the scale. So 10 small squares is 1 unit mean. Each side, this way, one small square is 0.1 and this way also one small square is 0.1. Now mark the points. Minus 1, minus 5. This point. 0, 0. 1, 3. 2, 4, 3, 3, 4, 0, and 5 with minus 5. That's here. Now you need to connect smoothly. So what is my advice always? You can connect these two corner points with a ruler but not the middle points. You have to smoothly connect the other points. So without the ruler, try to connect. So we'll smoothly connect from here to here like this and like this. So that's the curve. So how many marks you are getting for this curve? You are getting 3 marks. Marking the point. So how you get marks? Scale 1 mark, marking the points 1 mark, and smoothly connecting the points 1 mark. So altogether 3, and this part you are getting 1 mark. So 4 marks. Then it says third part, using the graph, find the maximum value of the function. So what is the maximum value? This one. Maximum value of the function. So only the y value. That's 4. So maximum value is 4. So you are getting another 1 mark for that. So those are the 3 parts. So let's do the other 2 parts. Part 4, write the interval values of x for which the function is positive and increasing. Positive means above the x-axis and increasing means here to here. So I'll show you here to here. So what are the x values? 0 to 2. So we can write x is in between 0 and 2. And the last part, deduce the turning point of the function. Function of this. So how you find out that? So what was the graph? Y equals 4 minus x minus 2 square. That's the previous graph. But you need this one. So what is the difference? This part is there. Here 4 becomes 5. So that means you can write this one minus x minus 2 squared plus 4 plus 1. So this is our previous graph. What's the maximum point? The turning point? 2, 4. X equals 2, y equals 4. But what happens? Adding 1 for y. That means moving 1 unit upwards. But nothing happens to the x value. So this way it's not moving, only the graph moves up by 1 unit. So what is the maximum point now? Maximum point becomes, or the turning point becomes, same x value as before, that's 2, but 4 becomes 5 now, adding 1 to y value. So 2, 5. So how many marks? So you are getting 2 marks for that and 3 marks for this one. You have to use the graph and deduce the maximum or turning point of this. So 3 marks. So 5 here and 5, 10 marks. Question number 4. You are asked to construct 2 equations, that's called simultaneous equations, and solve it. And here part B, inequality. So let's do the first one. In a vehicle park, totally 140 bicycles and motorbikes are parked for safety. The owner charged 5 rupees for each bicycle and 20 rupees for each motorbike. because of this owner gained 1,675 as income by considering the number of bicycles and motorbikes as x and y respectively, construct a pair of simultaneous equations and then solve. So we'll do the first part. So first part, altogether 140 bicycles and motorbikes. So we have to take number of bicycles, x. Number of motorbikes, that's y. It says the total number of vehicles 140. So x plus y is 140. That's your first equation. What's the second equation? It says the owner charged 5 rupees for each bicycle. So x bicycles, 5x. Each 20 rupees for motorbike. So 20 times y. The total is 1,675. That's your second equation. Now we need to solve this. So first you can divide the second equation by 5. 2 divided by 5. You get x plus 4y equals 5 times 3, 15. 5 times 3, 15. And for 25, that's 5. Now we can see when you take 1 and 3, the coefficients are equal in x. So you can subtract the two equations. We'll do 3 minus 1 because this is higher. 4y minus y. So 3 minus 1, you get 4y minus y is 3y is equal to 335 minus 140. So what's the value? 5. 9 plus 4, 13 and 1. Divide both sides by 3, you get the y value. 3 times 6, 18 and 3 times 5. So y is 65. That's number of motorbikes. So you can use the first equation to find out the number of bicycles. So substitute y equals 65 in 1. You can take any one of the equations. It's easy to substitute in the first one. So you can get x plus 65 equals 140. So what's x? 140 minus 65. 10 and 1, 7 and 7. So x equals 75. So what it means? X means number of bicycles. Number of bicycles is 75 and number of motorbikes, that's 65. So we'll give marks now. So in this one, you are getting 2 marks for the first 2 equations, constructing 2 equations, and then up to this point solving you get another 5. So 1 mark for finding the final answer and 2 marks for finding y, 2 marks for finding x. So 5 and 2, 7 marks. So let's do the next one. Part B. By solving the inequality, find the highest whole number A can take. So we'll take the inequality. What's the first step you can do? Open brackets. Multiply both the numbers by 2. 2 times 4, that's 8a, minus 2 times 3, 6, minus a is less than or equal to 57. Now add the like terms, 8a minus a. You get 7a. Take 6 to the other side. Minus 6 becomes plus 6. 6 plus 7, 13. So 63 is 7a. Divide both sides by 7. You get a is less than or equal to 9. So less than or equal to 9 means 9 is included. Find the highest whole number a can take. 9 or below. So what's the highest number? A equals 9. A equals 9 is the highest number. So how many marks for this one? You get 3 marks. So 1 mark for this, finding A, and 2 marks for solving the inequality. So altogether 10 marks for that question too. Question number 5. It's about volume. So cone is there, hemisphere, cylinder. So we need to find out the volume and use logarithmic tables to find out the volume. So we'll do that separately. A hemisphere and a cone with radius 2r. So we have to mark the radius. Radius means this one is 2r. Cone is also radius 2r. Are cut off and removed from a solid cylinder with radius 2r and height 5r. Height 5r as shown in the figure. Cylinder with 2r and height 5r. So the total height is 5r. Write the height of cone in terms of r. Look at carefully. This is a hemisphere. So that means this is the radius. This is 2r. The whole thing is 5r. And what is the height of the cone? 5r minus 2r. So the height of the cone is, there's no letter given. So we'll take h is the height of the cone. So what is h? H becomes 5r minus 2r. And you get 3r is the height of the cone. Then the second part, find the total volume of removed solids. So volume of this and volume of cone. So what is the volume of hemisphere? Half of 4/3 pi, that's 22 over 7 r squared, 2r squared, 2r cube, 4/3 pi r cube. And the other one, volume of the cone, 1/3 pi, 22 over 7, r squared, 2r whole thing squared, h is 3r. You can write 3r there instead of h. So here we can see, we'll simplify here, 22 over 7 is common. And what else? Here 2r. So we'll better to simplify. 2 times 2, you get 4. 3, 7, here 21 is common. And here 22, we'll take it out. 21 and 22. So what's remaining? Here you get 2 to the power 3, that's 8. 8 times 2, 16r cube. What's remaining here? So here 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3, 12. 12r cube there. So when you simplify, 22 over 21, 16 plus 12, 28r cube. 7 times 3, 7 times 4. So finally you get 88 r cube over 3. That's the total volume of removed solids. So how many marks for that? 3 marks for that and 1 mark for here. 3 marks for that. So altogether 4 marks. Next part, show that the volume of the remaining solid is this. So what is the removed part is this. So what's the total volume of the cylinder? Pi r squared h. 5r is the height. So total volume of the cylinder, pi r squared, that's 2r squared, pi r squared, h is 5r, that's the volume of the cylinder minus volume of these two parts, 88r cube over 3. Now we have to show that that's equal to 32 pi r cube over 3. So here we have to take in terms of pi. So that means we'll take this one as pi. You don't need to substitute the pi value. So here you get 4r squared and 5r, 20r cube minus. So here I'll take 22 out. So you get 22 times 4 I can write instead of 88, and I need 7 there. So in order to get no difference, I multiply by 7 as well because I need in terms of pi. So I can write this is pi. So this one I can take pi r cube out. So what's remaining? 20 minus 7 times 4, 28 over 3. Now simplify. Pi r cube, 3 is the common denominator, 3 times 20 is 60 minus 28. You get 2 and 1 remaining, so 3. 32 over 3 and pi r cube. So that's correct. So that's the answer, 32 pi r cube over 3. So that's the remaining volume. So what's the mark we can give? 3 marks. So 3 marks for this part. Let's do the next one. By taking r is 4.2 centimeters and pi as 3.14, find the volume of the remaining solid using the logarithmic table. So what's the remaining one? 32 over 3 pi r cube. 32 over 3 pi r cube. We'll take as b. Take log both sides. Here before that we'll substitute the values. 32 over 3, pi is 3.14 and what's the r value? 4.2. Now take log both sides. Log of v is equal to log of 32 plus, multiplication means log addition, 3.14 plus power 3. You can write 3 log 4.2 minus log 3. So we can find out the log values. Log 32, that's 1 point something. Log 3 point something, 3 point means 0 point something. So we have to refer all these values and then 3 times log 4.2 again 0 point something and minus log 3 is 0 point something. So we'll refer the log tables. 32, 0. 32, 0, 50, 51. 31, 4. 31, 4. 49, 69. 4.2. That means 42, 0. 62, 32. 30, 0. 47, 7, 1. Now add, first multiply by 3 and then add it and then subtract finally. So 6, 2, 3, 2 multiplied by 3, 6, 9, 6, 18, so 1 point something. Now add all the values. 1.5 not 5, 1, 0.4969. Add all. 16, 1 remaining, 10 and 6, 16, 20, 21, 2 remaining, 8, 8 plus 9, 17, 1 remaining, 9 plus 5, 14, 18, 1 remaining, 3. Now we need to subtract 0.4771. 5, 4, 11 and this is 8. 8 and 9, 17, 1 remaining, 5 plus 3, 8. So 3.3945. That's V, log of V. How you find out V? You have to take the anti-log value. So anti-log value of this. So V becomes anti-log of 3.3945. Now look at the table and see where you get 3945. So where you get 3945 from the table? 3945. It's already there. Here. 24, 8. 24, 8 is the value. 24, 8. And 3 is there. 3 means you have to move the place 3 places to the right from here. 1, 2, 3. So answer is 2480. And what's the unit? So what's the unit? It's not given there. Just check the question. It's not given. So we can just write down units. So unit cube. Because this is about volume. So 2480 cubic units. So let's see how many marks you are getting for this. So you are getting 3 marks for the whole process. So taking log both sides, you get 1 mark. And referring the table value. And you get 5051, 4969 and 6232 and 4771. Just 1 mark. And final answer 2480 will give 1 mark. So 3 marks only for this step. So 3 and 3, 6, 6, 3, 9 and 1, 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 6. It's about statistics question. So you have to do 3 parts here. So let's do separately. The electric units used by 80 hours of housing scheme for a month is given below in the table. Which electric unit interval does the most number of houses used? What's that? That's the modal value. So which one is the modal value? Highest frequency, 51 to 70. That's the highest value. Most number of houses used, 51 to 70 units. Take the mid value of the class interval got in the first part as the assumed mean and find the mean of electric units used in a month. So we need to calculate the mean value. So we have to write down these are units, 11 to 30, 31 to 50, 51 to 70, 71 to 90, 91 to 110 and 111 to 130. So we need to calculate the total and then mid values. We'll take x as the mid value. How you find the mid value? Add and divide by 2. These are limits. Add and divide by 2. 30 plus 11, 41. 41 divided by 2, 20.5. 31 plus 50 divided by 2, that's 81. 40.5. So adding 20, 60.5, 80. So this is adding 20, 80.5, 100.5, 120.5. Now we'll write down the frequencies given. 5, 18, 35, 14, 6, 2. And the total frequency, that's 80. This should be 80. And what is the next step? We need to calculate the deviation. What's the deviation? Take the assumed mean as the midpoint of this interval. So midpoint of 51 and 70. So this is the assumed mean. Assumed mean is 60.5. So we have to calculate the deviation, that's x minus 60.5. We have to subtract 60.5. So you get here difference. Deviation is 0. Difference is 20. So minus 20, minus 40 like that. Downwards you get positive. 20, 40, 60. Now multiply the 2. FD. 5 times minus 40 minus 200. 18 times this, 36. So minus. Here you get 0, 280, 240. 2 times 60, 120. Now we'll add it. Positive values first. You don't need this column, so I'll write all the answers here. 8, 10, 14, 1 remaining. 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus. What's the addition of negative ones? 6, 5. So when you subtract 640 minus 560, 80. So this is positive 80. So what's the mean value? What's the equation for mean? Mean is equal to assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. You already know that formula. So assumed mean is 60.5. Difference is 80. Divide by frequency also 80. So that means you get adding 1. 80, 80 get cancelled out. 60.5 plus 1. So 61.5 units. So find the mean electric units used in a month. 61.5 units. So how many marks for that? Now we'll see how many marks for this. So you get 1 mark for fun, writing down the model class. And we'll give 7 marks for this. So you have to select the assume mean properly, that's 1 mark. Finding the x value is 1 mark. Sigma FD and the FD column, here 2 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the equation, 7 marks for that. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last part, third part, the electricity board states that another transform is essential when another 20 houses used electricity in the above housing scheme. Show that this statement is true. Additional transform is essential when the number of electric units in a month exceeds more than 6,000. So we have to find out for all 100 houses, because previously we found out monthly units for 80 houses. Now this one we have to find out the total units. So total units is equal to monthly unit, number of monthly units is 61.5. How many houses now? 80 plus 20, 100 houses. So what's the total? So not 1,000, 100 houses. So multiply by 100 means moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, 6,150. So we can see 6,150 exceeds 6,000. So that means the statement is true. So you can write this is more than. So statement is true. So how many marks for that part? So you are getting 3 marks for that. So 2 marks here, 1 and 1. So 3 marks for that, and previously we gave 7. 7 and 3, 10 marks for that question. Question number 7 is about geometric progression and arithmetic progression. So there are 2 parts, A and B. Part A is about arithmetic progression. The sum of first n terms of an arithmetic progression is given by Sn, n squared plus 3n. Find the first 3 terms of the progression. First we can find out number of terms. Now n equals 1. What you get? N equals 1, you get sum of the first term means the first term. So S1, 1 squared plus 3 times 1. So 3 plus 1, 4. Then n equals 2, what you get? Sum of 2 terms. That means first one and the second one. Then if we subtract the first one, we get the second term. So 2 squared plus 3 times 2. 4 plus 6, 10. So what is the second term? Second term becomes the difference between the sums. So 10 minus 4, you get 6. What's the third term? So we'll first find out n equals 3. So S3 equals 3 squared plus 3 times 3, 9 plus 9, 18. Take the difference between S3 and S2, you get the third term. Third term becomes 18 minus 10. That's 8. So what are the 3 terms? First 3 terms. So first 3 terms are 4, 6, 8. And the second part, which term 76 in the progression? So that means we have to find out the nth term. It's easy to find out the nth term and find out which term is 100 and which term is 76. So 76 is there. Now, how you find out the nth term? Tn equals first term 4 plus n minus 1 d. What's the difference? 6 minus 4, that's adding 2. So the general term is 4 plus 2n minus 2. You get 2n plus 2. 2n plus 2 is the general term. So which term is 76? So substitute 76 there and find out n. So subtract 2, you get 74 equals 2n, divide by 2, n becomes 37. So n is 37 means 37th term is 76. So let's see how many marks. So 4, 6, 8, getting the sequence, we can give 3 marks for that. And which term is this one? We can use the formula and find out 37, that's 2 marks. So we gave 5 marks for these two. Now let's take the next one. Third part, calculate the number of terms from first term, have the sum 648. So sum is 648. So what Sn? N squared plus, what's n squared plus 3n. Then this is 648 is this. So take all terms to one side. N squared plus 3n minus 648 equals 0. So you have to multiply and find out the proper factors. So minus 648 n squared, find the factors. So you can do the division and find out. So the factors are 27 and 24n. The difference is 3. And which one is positive? Bigger one is positive, the other one is negative. So split the middle term and you can do that. I have showed you an easy way to write down. Can you remember? N squared is n and n. The correct factors are plus 27 and minus 24. So you can write down like that. So if you can't do it this way, you have to split the middle term to plus 27n and minus 24n, and then you can do the calculation. So after you get the factors, these are, the product is equal to 0, that means n plus 27 is 0, or n minus 24 is equal to 0. So n becomes minus 27 or n equals 24. This is about term number. So you can't take negative value. So the answer is 24. So 24 terms add up to 648. So how many marks for that one? We gave 3 and 2. 5 marks for this one. So we'll give 2 marks for this step. 7 marks. So let's look at the last part, part B. Consider the geometric progression, calculate the common ratio and show that the 11th term of this progression is 1. So let's do that one. How you find out the common ratio? You can divide. So any term divide by the previous term. So I'll take 256 divided by 512. So this is 2 times. So the common ratio is half. And show that the 11th term of this progression is 1. So how you find out the 11th term? We need A and we know our value. Ratio is half. 11th term, T11 is equal to AR to the power 11 minus 1, you get 10. Now substitute A equals 1024, half to the power 10. So what is 2 to the power 10? We can write in terms of this one. So 2 to the power 10, or you can write 1024 is what? Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2 again. So till you get 1, divide and see how many 2's are there. So how many 2's? Count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one you can write 2 to the power 10. Below you get 2 to the power 10. So it get cancelled out and you get 1 as the answer. So that's what they want. So show that the 11th term of this progression is 1. So you got that. So how many marks? So we gave 7 marks. There are so 3 marks for this part. So 1 mark here and 2 marks for this one. So altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 8, it's constructions. So you have to use the compass and the ruler. That's all. You can't use protractor to measure angles. So let's do the construction. Using the centimeter millimeter scale, straight edge and compass to the following construction. Construct a triangle ABC such that AB is 8, AC is 7.5 and BAC 60 degrees. So first draw a straight line. And then we have to measure 8 centimeters. So take the compass. So we need 8 centimeters. So we'll take 8 centimeters first. So keep on the line and draw an arc here and move to the other side and mark the other point. So these are the 2 points. We can label it A, B, that's 8 centimeters. BAC is 60 degrees. The angle at A is 60. So take the compass and we can construct 60 degree angle. Take any length, draw an arc here, arc in the middle like this and keep it here and you can construct 60 degree angle first. Now this is 60 degree angle. Then what is the length AC? 7.5. Again take the compass, measure 7.5 now. So you can mark the C point. Keep on top of A point and you can mark the C point. So that's C and this is 7.5 centimeters. So this is the ABC triangle. Then construct the angle bisector of ACB. ACB. So we have to draw the angle bisector. Again we have to take the compass. So take any distance. You can draw 2 arcs here and then keep the compass on top of the marked arcs and find out the intersecting point. And then you can join this point and this point, that's the angle bisector. So here this angle is equal to this angle. So angle bisector is that. So how many marks for these two steps? So you will get measuring AB length 1 mark, and marking the 60-degree angle 1 mark, and 7.5 length 1 mark, and drawing the angle bisector 1 mark. So 4 marks for these two steps. Now let's do the next two parts. Part 3, mark the point D on BC such that CD equals 5 centimeters. So take the compass, and we need 5 centimeter length now. And then from C, you can mark the D point on BC. So this is D point. So this is D, 5 centimeters. Construct a circle which touches BC. So BC at D. So this point touches and has center on angle bisector of ACB. So that means you have to draw a perpendicular at D. So only touches at D. So we'll take the compass and draw perpendicular at B. So take any distance, draw an arc here and to this side, and we can keep this here, and you need to mark the other two arcs. So here one arc here, one arc to this side, and keep the compass on top of this point and draw the other two arcs. So here and here. The intersecting points you can connect this one and this one. So that's the perpendicular drawn, and the intersecting point of the perpendicular and this angle bisector is the center. So center is that. So center is, we'll mark O. It's not mentioned the center is O. Just we'll mark this, and now we'll draw the circle. So this is the center O, and OD is the radius now because it touches at D. So this is the radius. So we can draw the circle there. So I'll take a different color. You can draw the circle now. Then what's the next one? It says mark another tangent which equal to CD. Now we can say CD is a tangent. What's the other tangent which equal to CD, and name that CE. So we know CD is 5 centimeters. So we can take the same length as CD and mark the other point. So this is CD length. So this is CD. You can mark the other point. So this point is that. That means the tangent line is this one. So we'll take it. So this point is CE. So this is actually on this AC line. So we can mark this point as E. So this is E. Write the relationship between the length of AE and CE. So what can you say? This is CE is 5 centimeters. CE is 5 centimeters because equal length for tangents. So this whole thing is 7.5. So 7.5 minus 5, you get 2.5 centimeter is AE. So what's the relationship? 5 and 2.5. So 2 times AE is equal to CE. That's the relationship. Double of AE length is equal to CE length. So how many marks for these steps? So we gave last time 4 marks. And here marking D point 1. That's 5. And then construct the circle. That means you have to draw the perpendicular bisector. That's 1 mark, 6 altogether. And drawing the circle, 7. And marking the E point, that's 8. And then finding the relationship, that's 2 marks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 10 marks for that question. Question number 9, this is about proving. So 2 shapes are there, parallelogram. So we'll try to do this. ABCD is a parallelogram. So that means we can mark it. These 2 lengths are parallel, these are parallel. AP and BQ. AP and BQ are the perpendicular to DC and DC produced respectively. So these are perpendiculars drawn. Prove that DAP angle is equal to CBQ. This one. So what can you say about this? If we can show that the 2 triangles are congruent, we can easily do that. So we know this is the perpendicular height drawn. So this length is equal to this length. So we can write AP is equal to BQ because of perpendicular height. Perpendicular height. And also we know opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So these 2 are equal. AD is equal to BC. Opposite sides of a parallelogram. Then this is right angle triangle, hypotenuse and one side. Both 2 triangles are congruent. You can say APD angle and here BQC 90 degrees. So we can say APD triangle is congruent to BCQ triangle. What's the case? That's RHS, right angle triangle, hypotenuse side. Hypotenuse and one side equal. So 2 triangles are congruent. The corresponding elements are equal. So DAP angle is equal to CBQ angle because of corresponding elements are equal. So second part, prove that parallelogram ABCD. So this is parallelogram ABCD is equal to. So here this part should be the rectangle ABQP. So how can we show that? Parallelogram is same as the rectangle. So what's the area? Area of a parallelogram is base length into perpendicular height. So we can do that. Part 2 here. Area of parallelogram. What's the parallelogram there? ABCD. ABCD is, CD is the base, we'll take CD is the base into AP. Base length into perpendicular height. What's the area of ABQP rectangle? Base length you can write AB into perpendicular height. So that's the same as AP. AP and BQ both are equal. That's the perpendicular height, length into breadth. Now what can you say about CD and AB? Opposite sides are equal in a parallelogram. So you can say CD equals AB. So therefore, area of ABCD parallelogram is equal to area of ABQP rectangle. So we'll see how many marks for that question. So this is the full 2 parts. So let's see whether there's another part. Yeah, so 3 parts are there. So we need to give few marks for that. So according to the marking scheme, so you get 4 marks for that. That means 3 marks for showing these two are congruent and 1 mark for showing that these angles are equal. And the second part, you get another 3 marks. So 3 marks for that. We'll give 4 marks because we have to show that these two lengths are equal. We'll give 4 marks. So 4 and 4, 8 marks already given. So next one. Part 3, AP produced. AP produced and BC produced are meet at R. So we'll draw that. AP produced is this one and BC produced. BC produced is this one. Meet at R. So this is R. Prove that ADC angle, this one, plus ARB, this angle, is equal to 90 degrees. So you have to show that this angle and this angle both are 90 degrees. We know this is 90 here. So we'll put A or something A. This is A. So you get this one is 90 minus A. So this is 90 minus A. This is 90 here. And what about this angle? This is 90 minus A means this is 90 minus A. And the whole thing is 90. So this becomes A. 90 minus that. This becomes A means, what is this angle? 90 there. So 90 minus A. Now what can you say about this? So we can write these two add up to 90. So ADC angle. ADC. That means A angle. ADC angle plus this angle plus DAP angle is equal to 90 because of exterior angle there. A and 90 minus A. And we know that this angle is equal to this angle we found before. So this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. So we can write now DAP same as CBQ angle. We proved that. And that's same as this angle because these two are parallel. Alternate angles are equal. And also this is equal to ARB. So I can plug instead of DAP, I can write ADC plus ARB is equal to 90 degrees. So here write down the reason, exterior angle. So for that you get only 2 marks because you got 8 marks before. 3, 4 and 4, 8 and only 2 marks for this part. Question number 10. This is about angles and you have to draw the rough diagram and find out the distance using tables. The point Q is 40 meters away from bottom of tower. The angle of elevation of the top of the tower T from Q is 20 degrees. A man at Q walks towards to the tower for a certain distance. He reaches P. From P, the angle of elevation of T is 25 degrees and 30 minutes. Draw a rough diagram and mark the data. Ignore the height of a man. So let's draw this. The point Q is 40 meters away from bottom of a tower. So we'll draw. This is the ground and this is the tower. Q is 40 meters away from the bottom of the tower. So we'll mark Q here. So this distance is 40 meters. The angle of elevation of top of the tower T from Q, that's these two, is equal to 20 degrees, angle of elevation. This angle is 20. A man at Q walks towards to the tower for a certain distance. We'll say this point up to this point, here to here. He reaches at P. Now P is here. From P, the angle of elevation of T is 25 degrees and 30 minutes. So this is the diagram. Now second part, find the distance from P to the bottom of the tower. So you need to find out this distance. I'll put X here. So we know the total distance is 40. So this 40 means here to here. So we can first find the height of the tower. So what we can use, tan ratio. tan 20. So to this angle, this is opposite and this is adjacent. So 40 is there. So tan 20 is h. I'll put h for the height over 40. So what is h? H becomes 40 tan 20. 40 tan 20. So you can use tan tables. What is tan 20? Tan 20 is 0.3640. 3640. Multiplied by 40. 4 times 0, 0. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 6, 24 plus 1, 25. 2 remaining. 4 times 3, 12 plus 2, 14 and 4 decimal places. So 14.56 is the answer for h. But we need x. So how can we find out x? You can use again tan ratio because h is here. This is perpendicular. So you can use tan of 2530 is equal to h over x. It's better to use the other way around because this is unknown. Then what happens? You have to divide by that number. So we'll take this angle. So what is this angle? Subtract from 90. So you can say 8960 minus 2530. So you get 30 here, 4, 6, 64, 30. 64 degrees, 30. So I can write to this angle, this is opposite. So tan of 64, 30 is equal to x over h. X over h. So what is x? X becomes h into tan 64, 30. So what is h? So they want the distance. So not given to the whole number. So we'll multiply. If you take the whole number, that's 15. That's easy for us. So shall we take this is 15 and multiply? This is 15 meters. So I can take 15 times tan 64, 30. So in the table 64, we have to refer this one, 64, 30. 64, 30 is this one, 2.097. So what is the distance? We need to multiply by 15. 2.097 multiplied by 15. Multiply by 10 and 5. So multiply by 1. 5 times 7, 35. 5 times 9, 45 plus 3, 48. And 5 times 2, 10. So you get this one. Keep 3 decimal places. So 31.455 meters. So we'll round it to the nearest whole number. So this distance is x, that's 31 meters is the distance. What do you want? The distance from P to the bottom of tower. So that's x value we need. So that's the distance. So how many marks for this one? So that's the whole question. So for the diagram you get 3 marks. Marking all these 20, 25 point. 25, 30, and the height, all these, 3 marks for this. And the next one, using tan 20 and find the height, 14.56. So I rounded it to the nearest whole number. So you get 3 marks for that as well. So 6. And here we can give 2 marks for this one. 3, 3, 6 and 2, 8 marks. And there's another part. Part 3, find the distance PQ now. So how you find out the PQ distance? Look at carefully the diagram. PQ is this one. So 40 is the total and we found X as 31. So the difference is PQ. So PQ length is 40 minus 31. So you get 9 meters. So 2 marks for that. So you are getting 2 marks for this question. Let's take question number 11, that's Venn diagrams. So you get altogether 3 parts. We'll do separately. The given information is about plants cultivated by 100 members of agriculture club. So that means total is 100, already marked. So the member who cultivates only chilies is 10 more than number who cultivate paddy. So if this is X, so only chili means this part is 10 more than that. So we'll keep that. And the number who cultivate only 2 types of plants is 45. So that means I can shade it like this part is 2. That means brinjals and paddy. And this part is chili and paddy. So both 2 are 45. The number of members who do not cultivate paddy is 35. Now here we have to assume, so all these are in plants cultivated club, members of agriculture club, all are cultivating anything. So either paddy, brinjals and chili. So we have to assume that this is 0. All are cultivating and this one is 35 then. So these 2 means 35, not paddy. Mark the data in the above Venn diagram and answer the questions. So we can mark it now. So these 2 45 and this is 35. So 35 and 45, what's the total? 80. So that means total is 100. So this becomes 20. So we can mark that. And we'll try to answer this question. Calculate the number who cultivate only one type of plant. So that means only. This is chili, 35 only, and paddy only 20, you get 55. And what's the next one? Calculate the number who does not cultivate at least a type of plant. So does not cultivate at least one type. So that means outside. So that's we consider at 0. So this is 0. Shade the region who indicates the member who cultivate only 2 types of plants. Only 2 types. So they are asking to shade the region. So that's the shaded region. Only 2 types of plants means this is brinjals and paddy and this is chili and paddy. So we'll shade it properly. So this part, so we have to shade this. I'll shade this part and this part. So that's the last part. So how many marks for each part? So we'll look at the marking scheme and see. So 0 here, 1 mark, and shading, you get 2 marks. Two marks here and 5 marks. So 2, 2, 1, 5 marks, and here 5 marks for this diagram. So 5 marks for this diagram. We know this is 45, these two, but we can't mark it properly. So that's the Venn diagram question. And we'll do the last question. It's about cyclic quadrilateral PQRS, and X and Y are the points on PQ and PS respectively, such that PX is equal to SR and PY equals QR. Mark the point T on SP. T on SP produced as PT is equal to RQ. So we have to extend this line and mark the T point, and you get 3 parts. We'll do it separately. So before we start, we need to mark the T point. So we have to extend this line so that PT is equal to RQ. So we'll take this one and mark this is T, and PT is QR. So this length is equal to this length. Now what is the first part? Prove that PTX. So we need to construct the triangle. PTX triangle and QRS triangle. QRS triangle are congruent. So what are the things that we need to identify? Look at carefully. 2 lengths are equal, and what else? This angle is the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral, and this angle is equal to this one, opposite interior angle. So that means 2 sides are included angle, 2 triangles are congruent. PTX triangle and QRS triangle. PT is equal to QR, it's given, and PX is equal to SR, that's also given, and we can write TPX angle is equal to SRQ angle because of exterior angle of cyclic quadrilateral. So therefore, PTX triangle is congruent to QRS triangle. What's the case? Side angle side. 2 sides and included angle. So we'll give 4 marks for that. 3 marks for writing this down, and the case altogether 4 marks for this question. Let's take the next one. Prove that PTX is RPS. PTX. This angle is equal to RPS. RPS angle. This angle. How can we show that? We can show that now. Look at the diagram. So this angle, now we prove that the two triangles are congruent. So two triangles are congruent means we can say opposite to this double line, that's this angle. This angle is same as opposite to double lines, this angle. Can you see that? I'll mark with a different color. So this angle and this angle are equal. So we found out these two are equal. Then we can say that this angle is same as this angle. What's the reason? I'll put a different color. I'll put this one with a different color. So what you get? This angle is same as this angle, same segment angle. So what can you say about these two? These two are equal. So now we can write down RQS and PTX. PTX is equal to RQS. RQS, that's corresponding elements are equal. And also we can say, what is RQS? I'll write on this side. RQS angle is same as, RQS is same as RPS. Because same segment angles are equal. Then these are equal, so therefore PTX angle is same as RPS angle. So that's what we need. So we can give 3 marks for that. So 4 plus 3, 7 marks. Now we'll take the last question. Show that M is the midpoint of XY. You look at the diagram. So we have to show this is the midpoint of XY. Now we'll take YTX triangle, YTX. So this is the midpoint. These two lengths are equal. This is the midpoint. And these two angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal means these two lines are parallel. According to midpoint theorem, when you draw a parallel line with the third line to the next line, this becomes the midpoint of the other side. So we can easily show that M is the midpoint of XY according to midpoint theorem. So what you have to write? So we have to first write this angle is equal to this angle. That means PR and TX. PR and TX both are parallel. Parallel because according to the second part, PTX and RPS. PTX, RPS are corresponding. Angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. So these two are lines parallel. And we know P is the midpoint of. Now we have to write down according to midpoint theorem. So P is the midpoint of ST. P is the midpoint of. P is the midpoint of ST. So therefore, according to midpoint theorem, according to midpoint theorem, converse midpoint theorem, not converse midpoint theorem, because when you draw a parallel line with the midpoint of this becomes the midpoint of the other side. So we can say a converse midpoint theorem, M is the midpoint of xy, because we are drawing parallel lines there. So that's the proof. So earlier we gave 7 marks, so we can give 3 marks for that. So altogether 10 marks. So this is the last question in paper 2. Make sure that you do it and then check my answers. And we covered all, how many questions? 12 questions, but you have to answer only 10 questions, 5 from each part.